Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community out there. Today's Thursday, August 10th. Hope you're well. In this video, we're going to be reviewing Aurora's recent Q1 2024 earnings that just came out. They beat estimates and stock was up almost 5% after hours. So we'll discuss all that and more. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe. All that good stuff. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future live streams or when I post a new video. Also, make sure to go over to X, which is formerly Twitter. Make sure to give me a follow there at Group Pow. So again, the handle is at Group Pow. I'm going to be using that as my primary platform going forward and platform of choice because it's the best way to get real-time updates out and it doesn't do any censorship. So ever since Elon took over, I really like what they're doing. So here it is. Before we jump into the actual details, I'll give you the estimates. So the estimates here for the Toronto side, so in Canadian dollars, revenue from analysts, the estimate was 72.72 million, and then EPS was forecasted at negative 0.12, so earnings per share. So they beat on revenue estimates. The actual was 75.1 million, and the forecast was 72.72 as mentioned, and then EPS came in at negative 0.0798 versus estimates of 0.12 negative. So they did beat there as well. As I mentioned to Pow Group private members that the stock should be up around 5-10% tomorrow, more than likely, barring any major bearishness in the sector or the broader market or any unforeseen news that happens in the sector or with the stock. But if we take a look here after hours, stock was up, well, it was up about almost 5%, and it's now just up a penny, almost 2% here after hours. So Aurora MJ announces fiscal 2024 fiscal quarter results and delivers record positive adjusted EBITDA. So achieves quarterly net revenue of 75.1 million, strong year-over-year growth across all business units. Global medical MJ plus 14%, consumer MJ plus 5%, and plant propagation plus 12%. Delivers third sequential quarter of positive adjusted EBITDA, supported by Bevo's record quarterly revenue, and cash used in operating activities reduced to 15.5 million year over year, and reaffirms target of positive free cash flow in calendar year 2024. So we are pleased to have generated a strong net revenue and record adjusted EBITDA during Q1, which positions us well for what we believe will be a successful fiscal year 2024, stated Mr. Martin, CEO of Aurora. We have built a differentiated and growing business that is diversified across key global MJ and non-MJ platforms, and I am truly delighted with the strong performance across all of our business units. Following the previously announced 40 million in annualized cost efficiencies in fiscal 2024, I believe we are in a strong position to grow and deliver profitable results to support our target of positive free cash flow, continued Mr. Martin. And full disclosure, I don't own any Aurora ACB stock. Let me know in the comments below if you own this one. I think there's just better options out there. They are starting to turn the ship around, so it's looking good. Definitely promising for the future, but I don't own any just yet. I own it indirectly through an ETF, but that's about it. But let me know if you hold this in your portfolio. It may be something I might look to add later on. I just think there's some better options out there. And then once some of the names that I hold start to see some decent gains, I might rotate some of that profits into some laggards like Aurora, some of those, lower tiered names that might act as laggards, right? So that's my plan. I'll keep everybody posted on that if things change. But we'll scroll down here. So I'm not going to go through this whole entire article, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. But they talk about their margins and medical MJ. Also, I did want to bring up one thing that I highlighted. If I go over to my notes here. So the increase in net revenue of 5.1 million was primarily due to 40% growth in our international business, including our European business, which benefited from the introduction of new proprietary high-potency cultivars and higher volumes sold to Australia, a key export market for the company. So I found that interesting as well. But if we scroll down here just goes over some of their business aspects, and then it goes over some SG&A. So it was 29.5 million in Q1 2024, which excludes 5.2 million of restructuring, non-recurring, and out-of-period costs. So as we know, a lot of companies are trying to cut back on cost of goods sold and SG&A. Net loss for the 3 months ended June 30th, 2023 was 28.3 million compared to 618.8 million in the prior year quarter. So that's massive. And then adjusted EBITDA was 2.2 million for the 3 months ended June 30th, 2023, compared to a loss of 8.8 million in the prior year quarter. So again, you can go through this on your own time if you'd like to check it out. But we'll just bring up the cash component here as well. See what they're sitting at. Convertible senior notes, cash flow. So it talks about free cash flow. Either way, we'll go through this a little bit quicker here. I do want to keep the video as short as possible. But again, not too concerned about their earnings. It's definitely trending in the right direction, but definitely we'll see if they can hit that target of positive free cash flow here in 2024. But like I said, not too concerned about their earnings because, like I said, it's not really a leader in the space. But like I said, tomorrow probably going to be up 5-10%, assuming the sector doesn't see any major downturn or bearishness. But like I said, it was up almost 4% there after hours. Taking a look at the chart. So we are consolidating on the daily time frame. We're just looking for a daily higher low here compared to 48 cents. So that's key support, and then 52 cents. We lose 52, we're likely heading down to 48. And then if we zoom out to the weekly time frame here, we are starting weekly consolidation. You can see here this EMA 12 continues to be a brick wall. Ever since we lost it as support, confirmed it as resistance, we got above it briefly. But the whole sector, we were seeing a bull cross here of the EMA 12 and 26 period, but then the whole sector just continued to bleed out. And here we are, we haven't gotten above that moving average only a couple of times in the last few months. Actually, in the last 440 days, we've only closed above it twice. So what I would like to see is a weekly trend change back to the bulls. So a low, high, higher low, and higher high. Once we get a weekly uptrend, I want to see 3 candle closes above EMA 12 there, that yellow line. And as you can see, we haven't really seen any real upside or bull cross. We had one here, but we didn't see much upside. I mean, from the low to the high there, it was up 400%. And that was from the low of, that was back in the run up in the, when the Dems took control of the Senate, right? So realistically, since we started this bear market, we haven't gotten above it. We haven't seen a bull cross since the bear market occurred, right? We had the death cross, or not the death cross. That's when the 50-day moving average is above the 200-day moving average and they cross. That's a death cross. This is just a bull cross and a bear cross. When the shorter term is below the longer term and they cross, that's a bull cross. And when the shorter term is above the longer term and they cross, that's a bear cross. And I really like the EMA 12 and 26 period because I'm more of a long-term swing trader and investor, right? So again, we haven't seen that bull cross since all the way back up in the run up to the February 2021 highs on the Dems taking control of the Senate on hopes of legalization. So imagine if we actually get reform in the US of some sort, right? HHS rescheduling. I think Schedule 3 is very possible leading into the fall, October, the 1 year mark. And we have heard that the feds want to get it done before the end of the year. And then we could get safe banking as well, but that doesn't solve 280E. Rescheduling to Schedule 3 or higher or descheduling would solve 280E and send this market parabolic and just massive upside and euphoric, right? So we would be in huge bull mode if that were to occur. We could see legalization of medical in the US, and we could see German legislation approved as early as next week, and then commencement into the end of the year, and then beginning of 2024. So tons of catalysts, right? So again, we want to see a bull cross of these exponential moving averages, and we can easily see a ton of upside from there. But we're still struggling with that 10-week moving average as resistance there at 54 cents. And again, we're testing that after hours. And then after that, we have nothing nearby until about 67 cents, which is EMA 26. And a lot of names starting to trend back to those EMAs. The EMA 26, if we take a look at Tilray, it's actually above its EMA 26, and we're potentially gearing up for a bull cross of those EMAs. So if Aurora does something similar, you can expect us to trend up to around that 67 cent mark, maybe even back to $1, because after 67 cents, we have nothing until $1.21 in terms of price action resistance. But in terms of the weekly, we're seeing a bull cross of the stochastic, and the MACD is still bullish as well. So we're looking pretty good here. We just need to get a weekly candle close over 54 cents for all systems go. And then in terms of the weekly moving averages, you can see here we had a bear cross with the shorter term above the longer term. And then now we're seeing a potential retest there at 89 cents. So again, $1 looks possible after 67 cents, and then nothing until the 100 weekly there at 247. So we definitely have some runway to go. And then in terms of the daily moving average, we have the 200-day at 82 cents as well. So 82 cents lines up with the 50 weekly. And again, a lot of names starting. Tilray, the leader in the space from a sheer dollar volume traded per day. You can see here it's above its 200-day moving average, and we could be seeing a golden cross here with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average. And then again, ACB not too far away from a golden cross. And if it gets backed up to its 200-day moving average, that'd bring us up to around 82 cents. And then, like I said, after 82 cents, We have the 89 there, so that just under $1 is going to, and $1 psychological would be strong resistance. If we can get over $1, then like I said, we have some runway there to about 247, and then nothing in terms of price action until 121. But let me know what you think of these earnings and these numbers, and let me know if you hold ACB Aurora stock in your MJ portfolio. If you do, how much of your, like percentage-wise, how much of your MJ portfolio is allocated to ACB? I may look to add it in the future, but again, as of right now, I only own it indirectly through an ETF, but I'll keep everybody posted if that changes. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video with anybody that might find value. We'll end it there. We'll continue the conversation in the comments section below, but have a great night. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you in the next video.